one end closed and the top soon to be sealed shut.
Do it.
Their drain in a day is done. That just leaves the rest of the experiment, starting with driver and car.
Who drives with their legs crossed? Only Buster.
Next come the all-important PCB sensors.
We're using these sensors to determine whether or not Buster lives or dies in these explosive tests, but it's worth talking a little bit about how they work because it's pretty cool. Inside this sensor is a type of crystal called piezo. When you flex it or press on it, it generates a tiny amount of electricity that is very consistent. You can expose it to a blast pressure wave. It will generate a little amount of electricity that we can equate to the amount of pressure it received. That directly tells us whether or not Buster could live or die. Excuse me, Buster. Pardon me, excuse me. Thank you, pardon me, pardon me. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thanks for the ride. I'll call you when it's time to pick me up.
After that comes the dynamite, positioned millimeters below the manhole at the very uppermost point of their drain.
So this is exactly what we see them do in the clip. 9 sticks of dynamite off to the side a bit with the manhole cover on top of it.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The final piece of the puzzle is to position the car exactly as it was in the control test.
Keep coming, and a little more. Perfect.
All that leaves is a prediction.
Now, my impression is that the sewer is going to allow some of the blast pressure to escape down into that cavity. But then on the other hand, we have that manhole cover, which is most likely going to turn into fragments because it's cast iron and that's brittle. And that may well hold on to the energy somewhat and direct it upward into the car. Where that puts Buster, it's anybody's guess. That's what we're going to find out.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to hook it up. There's 1. There's 2. Count it down.
All right. Explosives in the manhole cover. In 3, 2, 1. That did it.
Wow! That was awesome!
When the dust settles this time, it's clear that the car hasn't been torn apart.
We have yet to crunch the data. We have yet to look at high speed, but on the face of what I witnessed and what I can see here, it held together better than I thought it would, that's for sure. I feel like that was a fantastic comparative set of explosions. Second explosion, the dynamite in the sewer, just as we saw in the A-Team, dented the oil pan of this car, but did not break through.
It looks like it didn't actually penetrate, though.
Wow. My prediction, post-explosion, pre-data crunch, is that our dude is totally fine. But we gotta check all that stuff out first.
Yep, while initial impressions are good, it's all down to the data.
I've analyzed the data from the sewer-based explosion, and it's pretty interesting because the prior blast exposed Buster to 26 psi. This time, with the sewer, he only experienced 9 psi. That's less than half. And that means that as opposed to ending up in the hospital with some serious injuries, this time he would have walked away. A little unhappy and with some bruises, but he would have walked away.
So Buster's only bruised. How about the bystanders? Last time, a lethal 90 psi. This time,
11 psi. That's right! Isn't that cool? Not only is the blast survivable for the guy inside the car, it's also for the bystanders by the side of the road. I'm no doctor, but you might want to have that shoulder looked at. Looks kind of weird.
it's an astounding result. Simply by placing the dynamite millimeters below their